Hello and welcome to another update video about Polkadot. So Polkadot seems to be finally doing it. Yeah, we're getting lower and lower, and however, we have not yet made a new swing low compared to the one here in end of February, around the 24th of February. We're pretty much exactly at the same level here, around $14.20, yeah, sort of in that area. So looking at Polkadot, I think I'm really happy how all of this has turned out. Since November, or end of November, we've been talking here about this downtrend and about the target area here that has not moved. Yeah, it is located between $6 and pretty much $10.50. And we are getting closer and closer and closer. As you can see here, Polkadot currently still in this channel, yeah, in this sort of, well, you can even call it a wedge pattern. Doesn't really matter. It's adhering very well to it. That also hasn't moved since the last video. You can see how we found resistance at the top of this wedge, which is at $16.40, you know, $16.50. We bounced off that, are now coming further down, and yeah, as soon as we get below, yeah, I would say $14.20, then you're also going to make a lower low finally. Still waiting for that lower low here since the 24th of February. At the time, we did not come down low enough. Yeah, we need to get into this target area, in my opinion, to complete the correction. So if we go to the daily chart, you can see it here. The Elliott wave count here for Polkadot had here a first impulse, then we came down here in A, moved up in a wave B, came down in a wave C. The wave C, in my view, not yet complete. All of this is part of a wave 2. The wave 2 normally lands in the region between the 88.7% Fibonacci level and the 78.6, especially such a higher level wave correction, and here especially Polkadot, because Polkadot needs in this correction to get ideally below the low of the wave A, and that is here at this $10 and actually $10.71. That is the 78.6% Fibonacci level. So this is where the target area starts. We need to get at a minimum to the same level, ideally lower. If we don't do that, I wouldn't have any trust in the chart going forward in any uptrend. So we need to do that to have a chance to complete the correction. That is typically how corrections are completed, yeah. Especially here on a higher level point of view. This would be a so-called expanded flat. Yeah, it is quite rare that actually the wave B is higher than that previous impulsive wave, but it happens. And but you would in an expanded flat then come down below the wave of the wave A, ideally, yeah, and that is what I would be looking out for. That is still what I'm waiting for. Honestly, with the exception of Bitcoin and Polygon Matic, I think these are the only two or only three in total. Polkadot, yeah, is one of the few that haven't reached the target areas yet. Most other altcoins I cover have reached the target area, and here we can now lean back and just wait for the reversal. Polkadot is getting closer and closer, and I really want to see it drop below that previous low here from the 24th of February. Obviously hasn't done it yet. It just now has another chance, but it is not happening yet. Obviously, as you can see in this kind of wedge pattern, yeah, we have further scope to drop lower until we touch that support level. That would be around $13.60. We even can see here, and that is on the daily chart, currently at least, a bearish engulfing candle that is on the daily. So the daily candle is obviously not closed yet, so we need to see how this is going to play out towards the end of the day. But here on the 4-hour chart as well, further down, the downtrend is increasing in momentum as it seems. And we see increased selling volume, and also here a bearish crossover now on the 4-hour chart, also indicating possibly lower prices here, so that the momentum is just increasing down. We're not yet oversold on the 4-hour chart, not on the RSI, so that also confirms we could even drop a little bit lower here to find support. And also the daily is turning down again. So you can see here, for example, where yes, we see a bullish divergence on the MACD, but a bullish crossover was prevented here, and here it was prevented again. That is not bullish, yeah. We can even see a bullish divergence though on the RSI. So also here slight bullish divergence, nothing major. Again, these are just indicators. They only indicate. Until we really break out of the wedge. Anyway, no short-term upside potential. Yeah, so the wedge pattern really shows you from which point we are going to see here some short-term upside potential. At the moment though, we are still in that wedge and we're actually at the lower support level. So my view is we still have to wait here until we get into the yellow target area. As I always say, short-term upside potential always possible, but what many people are interested in is the higher level trend. Is the overall correction finished yet? In my view, not yet. We're coming down quite or way too impulsively for that. And I think we are going to see lower prices in the region between $6 and $10.70. When we start to reverse, and should we really have the low already in, which I don't believe we have, and should we break out of the wedge to the upside, what would be the minimum price we would need to get above before I would consider here that the low is already in? Well, that would be at least here above $23.90, above that swing high, the previous major swing high. Then we can consider that, but it is all pending an impulsive wave that has built then, So what we need to see in any potential reversal here, we want to see a first impulsive wave, 5 waves up. That indicates then a trend change. Until that is the case, we cannot really be bullish about this. And also what you can see here, this was also only like 3 wave like, as you can see, A, B, C. And we're now coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, and possibly the 5th wave still coming. Just to give you an idea here. And in that yellow target area, I would then expect the reversal. So if we take a look at the sort of longer term one, you can see here the weekly chart also moving down further again. So also that indicates bearishness in the chart. I mean, take a look at where we actually were here end of January. Take a look end of January. That was so far the low. And we were here really low on the MACD as well. Since then, we have recovered on the weekly MACD. We are pretty, well, we're not high, but we're very close to zero, but much lower with the price. What does that indicate? That indicates we can drop even lower now. The MACD has space again to drop lower. So that is not great, actually. That is not looking good for Polkadot. But in the end, from my point of view, it is good because it just indicates that there is much more downside potential possible. And ideally here, we find that reversal point in that yellow target area. And that's really here my view currently about Polkadot. So in summary, downtrend not over. We're in a wedge, further downside potential until we break out of the wedge. And then even then, it's only short-term upside potential. And here a very, very important short-term resistance level, because that interests many people as well, is here the range between $18.60 and $19.50. We would need to get above that to unlock higher levels all the way up to $22.90. An important support, as I said here, $13.60 or $13.50 here, the support level of the wedge. And if we drop below that, $10.70. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.